Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As some of you may know, we've started a Jeep project. We're going to build this Jeep Gladiator into an overlanding vehicle, and we needed the ability to take our electric bikes with us. You can spend a lot of money getting a carrier beefy enough to carry heavy e-bikes. So let me show you what I found on Amazon. I found this MarvaWare electric bike carrier. It carries two e-bikes, up to 5-inch fat tires, which all of my e-bikes have fat tires on them. 132 pound capacity, so that my two bikes fall within that. I've got an aerial rider and a rad power bike will be hauling on this rack, so both of those fall into that category. It's fully adjustable. The wheel spacings are adjustable from a 35.4 inch axle to axle, or up to a 49.2 inch axle to axle. So it's completely adjustable. This slides in to any position you want easily. It's very easy to adjust. I'll show you how all that works. I've slightly modified the way this one is installed on the Jeep because I wanted to get the maximum ground clearance. I didn't want the carrier way down close to the ground. So I've changed the way I put together the assembly that slides into the 2-inch hitch receiver. So I'll show you what I did, but if you're going to put it on a standard minivan or a standard SUV and you don't mind it being super close to the ground, which would make it much easier to load and unload, but I needed it high in the air, so I wasn't super worried about that. I'll kind of show you some of the adjustability features. This raises up and easily one-handed. This goes up and down. That's what locks it in. It shows it on the pictures on Amazon holding the bike in a different manner than it shows it in the instruction manual. So I'll go ahead and load the bikes and show you how I'm doing it and how it works. It holds them very solid. I have changed this a little bit here. I flipped this upside down. Typically this piece right here would be horizontal and it would slide directly into your vehicle, and this bolt would go through your receiver, or your pin goes through on your 2-inch receiver. So typically this would be horizontal, sliding straight in, and it would come out and slightly raise the bikes up and have them about this height. I needed the extra ground clearance, so I switched things around just a little bit, but I still have the functionality that I need out of it. This is why I specifically picked this carrier. By looking at the photos, I figured that I would be able to do this, and this is what I was looking for. I was able to pick this piece up at Lowe's. The only thing I need to do is figure out a way to tighten the gap here so it doesn't have slop down there, because this and this is super tight. When you tighten this bolt, it locks this in place and there is no slop in this joint. I need to do the same for this connection so it's not slopping back and forth as we go out winding, twisting roads and off camber. We're going to be going off-road. We're going to be doing quite a bit of off-road with this carrier back here, so I need it to be sturdy and stable. It also has this lever here that you can pull, and it drops the rack down to make it for easier loading and unloading. I don't know how much that really helps. I'll try to load them with the carrier in this position and see if it's any easier than loading it in the other direction. Let me get these loaded and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, I just started loading the first bike, and I already didn't like loading it with it tilted down, so because I didn't know when I had the bike straight up and down. So I've already flipped it back into the level position, and I've got the bike sitting in the front tire carrier, and I've got the arm holding the tire as it shows in the instruction manual. I'll show you how it shows in the actual photos on Amazon to lock this bar down. Also, I need to slide this back. I'll easily do that right now. Okay, I slid that back into place and it is locked in and tight. It works kind of like an old ski boot almost. You pull it through there, and this is rubberized and it has teeth and it locks in place. And the tighter you pull it, the more it locks into the teeth. So I'm pretty happy with the way that secures. I'll probably add some additional straps because I'm not going to be going to the mall. I'm going to be going down some, rough and rugged roads. And so I'll probably add a few extra straps just for my own security, but it is solid in there right now. I could take off and run down the road, no problems. Okay, the second bike is on. I have the bar over the front tire. I was able to tuck it under the fender. On the Amazon photos, it shows this bar actually being like on a normal bike that has the crossbar, it being somewhere back here on the crossbar. I thought I might be able to do this one on this bar somewhere here, but this doesn't swivel, so I'm unable to get it back to the center of this bike when it's the second bike that is being loaded. I was able to do that on the Ariel, being the first bike to be loaded. I was able to tilt the bike, raise the bar up, and slide it down and lock it in right here. So if I loaded the Ariel, if I loaded the Rad bike first, I might be able to try that if the Rad was on the front. But also I have another strap that goes through these holes here and across the tire. I'll put that on now. Okay, the bikes are fully strapped in. I usually run a knot through, even though these are designed to cinch tight. I usually run that through there just in case they slip, because if you push this button, that releases this strap. You pull it tight. It's kind of like the other side, but a little bit different. It pinches the strap. I usually do that just for safety when I'm hauling my motorcycles and stuff. So I went ahead and did it on these bikes. So it's got front and rear tires strapped at the bottom and the bar holding it at the top. Same on the Ariel. They are very secure. The only issue I'm seeing is where I've raised them up. It might be a challenge to see my brake lights. Let me go see. Okay, just for a test. They are visible, but definitely obstructed. I'm not sure I'm super happy about that. I think that's a common issue with bike carriers in general, with being able to see the license plate. Sometimes they'll put a license plate holder back here. Maybe I'll put some reflective tape down here on this bar, so if it is after dark and someone's having a hard time seeing me from the back, they'll be able to see the reflective tape. I'm also putting a rack on the back of the Gladiator, so I may attach what is called a chase bar to the back of my rack, so when I hit my brakes, they will illuminate. So I have a higher set of brake lights that would be easily visible if I was traveling at night and someone couldn't see me braking or signaling. So I'm definitely not interested in getting rear-ended. And also, if I put the bike cover on these bikes, it would be impossible to see my brake lights at all. So I'll definitely have to come up with, I'll show you a updated video once I get my bed rack on there of what I was able to do with my chase lights. But if you're just driving the average Joe minivan and these bikes are going to be much closer to the ground, I'm sure your brake lights would be more visible than this. But overall, I'm super happy with this rack for the price. It's good steel. It's a good platform for me to start with because I knew I was going to be modifying things a little bit. I'll probably add some extra straps maybe from here down. I don't know. Once I start driving it, I'll probably add additional strapping just to make sure I'm set to go off-road with these things sitting back here. You know, I thought I'd do something just for all of the Jeep guys that might be interested in knowing, or off-roaders in general. This is a stock Gladiator. It hasn't got the lift yet, and it's on 37s. I'm waiting on the lift right now. Should be here on Monday. So the ground clearance from the ground to the bottom here is definitely above bumper height. I have approximately 29 inches of ground clearance. The truck is setting level right now. So we can add another 3.5 inches to that after I get the lift on. And if need be, I could extend that riser if I wanted to. If I needed more, I don't know if I want them up. I definitely don't want them above cab height. So, I mean, if I go much higher, I'm going to be above cab height. So I think this will be a pretty good height for what I plan on doing while the bikes are on the back. If I'm going to do anything serious, then the bikes won't be with us. But overall, super happy with it. I would definitely recommend this, especially if you're just doing, you know, trips to the local bike park or wherever you're headed. I think this is a good platform for a reasonable price. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I didn't really see any reviews on YouTube about this specific bike rack. And if you have any questions or comments, please ask me down below. I'll try to answer you the best I can. And I hope you stick around for the adventure. We're going to do some pretty interesting stuff over the next couple of years. Definitely, we're taking off right away. We're leaving this next weekend. We're going to Babcock State Park. We're taking the e-bikes with us. We're staying in cabins this time because the Jeep is not quite ready to be our portable home. But I think it's going to be a pretty interesting adventure. If you don't care, please hit the like and subscribe button and join us for the journey. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless.